Look at your hand right now. 5 fingers. You know that number instantly without thinking. But that instant recognition, that's not natural. It's learned. Because for most of human history, 5 didn't exist as a word at all. Here's the strange part. Numbers, the way you use them, are one of the youngest inventions in human history. Language is at least 100,000 years old. Art is at least 40,000 years old. But formal counting systems, maybe 5,000 years old. So for 95% of human existence, people had no words for numbers beyond 2 or 3. And yet they built shelters, tracked seasons, traded goods. They organized hunts involving dozens of people. So how do you count without counting? The answer starts with your body. Anthropologists studying isolated tribes in Papua New Guinea and the Amazon found something remarkable. Many languages there have words only for 1, 2, and then many. The Piran people of the Amazon, studied extensively by linguist Daniel Everett, have no number words at all. None. Not even one. And yet Piran hunters can track exact quantities of fish, tools, and children without ever counting in the way we do. How? Everett's research suggests they use something called subitizing, the brain's built-in ability to instantly recognize small quantities without counting them, up to about 4 items. Beyond 4, ancient humans didn't count higher. They compared. They matched one thing against another. This is where tally systems come in. In 1960, a Belgian geologist found a small bone in the Congo, in a region called Ishango. It had rows of notches cut into it, group after group, in patterns that repeat. The Ishango bone is roughly 20,000 years old. Many researchers believe it's a tally stick. One notch for one thing counted. Maybe lunar days, maybe kills, maybe trade goods. It's one of the oldest known mathematical tools on Earth. Older than writing by 15,000 years. And tally sticks show up everywhere, independently. Wolf bones with notches in Central Europe dating back 30,000 years. Knotted cords used by the Inca, called quipu. The position and type of knot recorded quantities across an entire empire, without a single written number. Shepherds across ancient Europe used a method called one-to-one correspondence. For every sheep let out to graze, you moved one pebble from one pile to another. At the end of the day, you didn't need to know the number was 40. You just needed the pebbles to match. If a pebble was left over, you knew without counting that a sheep was missing. This is the part that changes how we think about intelligence. Counting isn't really about numbers. It's about tracking difference and sameness. And your brain does this instinctively, long before any culture teaches you the word 7. Body counting systems prove this even more. In New Guinea, researchers have documented tribes that count using up to 33 points on the body: fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, ear, eye, nose, moving across the body in sequence for larger numbers. The number wasn't a word. It was a place you touched. Then came the fingers, literally. The word digit, which we use for numbers, comes from the Latin word for finger. Base 10 counting, the system almost every culture on Earth eventually landed on independently, exists because humans have 10 fingers. It's not a mathematical inevitability. It's an anatomical accident. If humans had evolved with 8 fingers or 12, our entire number system, our clocks, our calendars would look completely different today. Some cultures didn't stop at 10. The Maya used base 20, counting fingers and toes together. Traces of base 20 systems still survive in French today, where 80 is spoken as 420s. So somewhere between a shepherd moving pebbles and a scribe in ancient Sumer pressing symbols into clay, humans crossed a threshold. Around 3400 BCE, in Mesopotamia, the first true written numbers appeared, not because someone invented math, but because cities got too big to count on fingers and pebbles. Trade needed a way to record quantity without a person physically present to check it. Numbers, in other words, weren't invented because humans got smarter. They were invented because human societies got bigger than human memory could hold, and that changes how you should see counting itself. It's not some abstract genius idea that appeared out of nowhere. It's a tool built slowly out of fingers, pebbles, notched bones, and knotted string, by people solving a very simple problem. How do I know if something is missing? Next time you count anything on your fingers, you're not doing something modern. You're doing something your ancestors did 300,000 years before the first written number ever existed.